Hello, today I'm going to make a small video about my hand planes. These are the ones that I use all the time. I'm predominantly a hand tool woodworker. I do prepare my lumber with power tools, but everything from bring it to final dimension, refining it and so on, and in many cases roughing out the stock as well, I do by hand. Over the years, I've had other planes, but I've sold them. I don't use them. These are the ones that I find do 100% of what I need. So when I'm roughly preparing the lumber, I use this low angle jack plane, and I have a tooth blade for it as well. This goes through material very fast, so it gets me to where I want to be. The sole is also long enough that I get a pretty good straight edge with this. And you can open the mouth very wide and really get some big thick shavings, and you can take off 1/4 of an inch of material very fast, no problem. I also use this plane on a shooting board. Going through the end grain is easier, I find, with a low angle. So that's the first one. The number 7, this is a Lie-Nielsen number 7 jointer plane. This is a number 5.5. These share the same frog, so these frogs are interchangeable, and the 4.5 as well has the same frog. So I actually have in this one, this is a 45-degree angle frog. This is a 50-degree angle, that's the one I keep in there all the time. And I do have, for very rare usage, a 55 angle frog. These are the two planes. I rarely use the number 7. I used to joint with it across the board, but it's too heavy, I find. But I do use this for shooting the edges of a long board. That's basically all I use it for. And I keep that with a flat. I don't actually camber the blade on that. I keep it straight across because I want an edge that is dead square across. The plane that I use most is this 5.5. This is my main smoother. I did have a number 4, and I've tried a 4.5 as well, but I prefer the 5.5. The sole on this is plenty long enough to get a good straight edge on anything that is up to about 2 feet long, something like that. And the blade on this is 2 3/8 inch wide, the same as the number 7. So a nice wide blade, and I put a little bit of a camber on this blade. I keep the mouth very, very tight, and that's a terrific smoother with a 50-degree angle. This is a wooden plane, and I use this in small areas. It's nice to use wooden planes from time to time. I don't have a 4 or a 4.5, so the smoother that I use for very small areas is the number 3. So what I tend to do with this is, it's got a different sized tote. Obviously you're not going to get your whole hand in there, so I tend to use it like that. I don't know if that's the right way, but that's what feels comfortable to me. I wanted to get it in iron. Lie-Nielsen used to make it in iron, but they no longer do. So funnily enough, the number 3 in bronze weighs the same as the number 4 in iron. But I wanted a small plane that I can use one-handedly on edges, for example, like this, and just to get into nice and small areas. And finally, a plane that I use a lot is this block plane. This is the Lie-Nielsen small block plane, and I actually have another blade for it. So I keep this blade this one is 25 degrees, but the blade I keep in there most of the time is 35 degrees. So essentially this is a standard angle block plane, but it's a low angle block plane with a 35-degree blade. When I want to work on end grain, I'll stick in the 25-degree bevel. So those are all my planes. That's all you need. That's all I need. Like I say, I did have other block planes. I had a 4, 4.5, and I sold them just because there was too much overlap, and this is all I need. So I hope that helps. I had a few questions and I hope that answers some of the questions, the planes that I use. Thanks for watching. I hope you find that useful.